we should have sound now. I believe we should have sound. How about it, Andy? How about it? Yep, TD. Is it still a TD? Testing, testing, testing. It does show that I have my mic on. But let me just clarify that I have sound. Okay, you can hear me now. Good. Woohoo! One technical difficulty down. And see how many mishaps I can do. Well, I'm not painting tonight, so there's probably going to be any mishaps. But oh well, if there is anyway. Excuse me. I gotta keep pushing fluids here. Oh. So this one is a pour, I believe. No, I did it. I did this one on a wheel cog, and I have the wheel cog on a base, and it fits. The pin fits right inside the record, the hole for the record, and then I would spin it. If you can kind of get a picture, I'd spin it, and then I would pour the paint, and or I would pre-apply the paint, and it would spin all around and make all kind of neat things. Now this is a really good example right here. I've got your green, your yellow, your orange, and a couple other colors. The spinner does an amazing job. However, I busted the base of the wheel cog, and and right now the back end, I'm going to probably put a felt lining on the back. Hey Timbo, good to see you. You see all this? See this one? I did a lot. I had close to 100 of these pinned up on my ceiling in my living room here. I was actually thinking about getting these hung up again, but these are going to a show. Well, I'm going to be joining a market. This I think they start in May, I believe. But this one is a spun one also. And actually, I'm going to try. I got to figure out how to put my merchandise on my YouTube page for being up for sale. So Amy, if you really like them, if you like one of these, they're $10 a pop, probably $3.50 shipping. I have to check that out to be sure. This one, and there is Poker. Hey Poker, what's happening, man? Good to see you. I've got, I think, a red, white, and let's see, orange, red, purple, white, a little bit of blue. This one was also spun. Depends on how fast you can spin this thing. But I've had them spinning too fast that they would go right off the wheel cog and go boing, straight up, and I'd get, full of paint. Excuse me. Um, some of them that I've done different, uh, different colors, different styles. I would put the paint closer or further apart. Um, and this is how this one came out. Um, I can't hold anything. But again, very nice. I think, back in 2019, when I painted all these, when I did all these, uh, I had them at the Farmers Crafters Market when I did it, where I had them up for sale for $10, and I did sell quite a number of them, and I've even made clocks. I would put the clock mechanism, technical difficulty there. The clock mechanism right through the hole, and I'd have to widen the hole a little bit just to nudge, and it would fit in. But imagine this as a clock. There's different. I try to do as many designs as possible. I mean, this could actually, right here, this could pass as maybe a starfish or a jellyfish. That's what I was thinking. But like I say, it's. I thought, why not try two colors? Just two colors start out, and see what comes about it. This one, I gotta look. I got blown light bulbs everywhere, so it's like it's. I'm hoping that I got enough light. This one, I believe this one. I think I poured this one, but with some of them, what happened, this one's not going to be up for sale because I have some of them got, when they were put together in the bin, they got left in the van. I left them in the van, and some of the records and the paint melted together. So I guess I thought I was careful enough to look through all of them, but now this is a poured one. I like making planets. This is definitely a planet type of pouring, and experimenting with colors. I love experimenting with colors. I love doing just everyday different stuff. The colors that sometimes it's like the colors you see you never thought would go together. Oh my gosh, these actually work together. So now this one, this is a hot juke. This is a hot planet. It's still forming. This could be a pre-Earth. Because I've always watched these documentaries and the outer space and everything, and how planets were made and all that. And apparently, Earth looked similar to this before it. We got the greens, the blues, and all the beautiful colors here down on Earth here. It was all one big volcano. So onward and awkward. Okay. This is also a poured one. and I poured this through a strainer. This kind of like reminds me of a fan, but this could almost pass for like a Beatles record album, or you know, Nash or Crosby. Um, it looks like one of those. It's almost psychedelic, but and the way it shines, um, there's a varnish on there, and so Deanna, I think I got it right. I think I read it right. Good to see you. So, like I say, for people that just come in, I'm working on trying to get these on my web page, so I can put all for sale signs on these. Here's another planet. Like I said, I put all these colors together, and with the pouring, I can use basically the same colors in a different way, and I can come up with it all comes out totally different. Here's another example of pouring, and this was the record was kind of heavier. And this one also I poured this one through a strainer. Well, the one I just showed you before, and this is strainer art. This is from a strainer. This kind of like reminds me of something that's like maybe that got a bug up its or a bug somewhere. I think I see ukulele Sherry. Pardon my cough. Oh boy, the head ball went from my head right to my chest. This is a spun one, and I think it's a lot of fun. It almost shows, I think, in a way, it shows like a phoenix, the bird, or another type of bird, a different type of bird. You never know how these things come out. Whew. And I've used, like I say, I've used the same colors. I used the basic colors that I did in this one on this one as well. And you can tell it came out somewhat similar when I spun it, but totally different. And like I say, the same colors. And here's another pouring of a planet. I have a lot of these that are my favorites. And it's like I want to hang them back up on my ceiling. My friend Ray, he spent a lot of time pinning them up on the ceiling, and then when I wanted to sell them at the market, he was like, I have to take all those down after all the work I put into them, into hanging them up on the ceiling. Man, I should be in bed, but I'm a trooper. So this is another spin. It looks kind of messy. And I suppose you're right about that. It could be a bit messy. But I look at it as if you look at the different colors and things, how they shape, this almost looks right here, looks like, you know, an outline of a head and maybe a a purple woman, purple lady, you know, and it's like the cool. That's the cool thing about when I do pourings and do the spins. Um, you never know what you're going to come out with. You never know what you're going to come up with. Um, this one, um, my friend thinks it's a fat man, you know, with 3 legs. But I looked at it. I was looking at it like this: a, a, a ring with a thing for a stone or a big old diamond. So, excuse me. Sorry. Sorry. This one I did like earthly colors or ground colors, almost fall like. You know, and I spun this one. You know, it just it reminds me of it almost reminds me of like a little light snow on fall leaves that are on the ground. You can hear them crunching, you know, or they're crystals that are shooting out from a piece of wood, you know, or a rock. You know, I mean, it could go either way. Whew, almost good. I got a quarter through there. This one's another spinning. Um, this one kind of reminds me, you know, I'm not sure what that reminds me of. But the colors, uh, they sort of, the colors kind of complement each other, you know. But it's it kind of reminds me of maybe like a fly hitting a windshield. You know, it doesn't have the guts to do it anymore. I'm just silly. Oh, now this is another planet that I poured. There's a little bit of red. I used silver. I used a little bit of yellow, some white. You know, very little bit of everything. I think I've got at least 4 colors on this one, you know, and, you know, this could almost, you know, some of the places on Earth could look like this, you know, like in the Sahara Desert, you know, a dry place. I sound goopy. I can barely read, but I hope I sound at least like I'm me. I don't know. I haven't really heard myself in a while. Okay, so we got another spin one here. I put a lot of colors, a lot of ways together, very close together, and spun the heck out of this one. I had fun with this. And almost in the center, it looks, you know, this almost reminds me of like a exploding flower, like possibly an exploding rose, so to speak. So I mean, I look at the center here, and it's like it's somewhat similar to, you know, a rose petals. You know, so it's like, well, that one's pretty cool. You know, I did these ones in 2019 19. Um, and this one, I figure I got to show them all. This could be almost uh, like a different colorful swordfish or something, um, or like some sort of fish thing or alien head, that has like almost like it's got like a helmet and, maybe it's an alien. That's what it is. It's an alien. He's got his mouth wide open, waiting to grab you or something. I don't want to laugh too much because I'll start coughing again. And I've got General Packer colors. This is like totally. I think this one is really totally wild. I've got some really good ones, and some of them. Excuse me. I really some of the spinnings that I've done or the pourings. It's like, what in the heck was I thinking? And this one, this sort of reminds me of fall, but it's like, I don't know. I haven't really decided on this one. It's, I can see eyes, a mouth, it's like a little bit of like a haunted record, or almost an owl, yeah. I don't know if you guys can kind of see that, but I'm the artist here, you know, or falcon, you know. Um, I don't always use the brightest colors, but I use the colors that go together, or I think that should go together. Some of these are really cool. This one, I put a lot of work into these things. This one is kind of fun. It's like almost like a blue starfish in the middle of the sand, like in the beach. So I mean, I have quite the visual imagination. I've been told by my family that I have a vivid imagination. I think they're right. It's an imagination that they wish they had. This one. This is another spin. I really like this. And in the center there, it looks almost like a penguin. But it's almost, I don't know, it's a little, this one's a little slightly spooky. But for all the purpose terms, the colors pop out, and it's like, that's one thing I've through practice that I've been able to achieve is making them pop out, making the colors pop out and stuff. And being blind in one eye, I don't have any depth perception. So it's like, this is my watermelon smash. I call this one my watermelon smash. And it doesn't want to be held anymore. It says you've shown me enough. So I've got this green, white, and a little bit of black, just a tiny bit of black. this one really pops out, you know. And I think this was really popular with the crowd at the art place, the crafters market. Um, I think I can see uh, almost like a dog face, you know, but it's got the hole right in the middle, you know, the record. Um, Next, we got this baby. This almost looks, it almost looks like a Canadian leaf or a maple leaf, but in a gold kind of tone. Um, so, whew, this one is fun. Um, uh, See, I'm gonna varnish these. I'm probably gonna varnish these again. Oh, I see there's a little bit of light blue and a little bit of darker blue in here. Um, Depending on, pardon me. um, so that they pop even better. Um, but like I say, you know, I had these when I had got done with the show. I'd pack them up in a bin, and you know, I'd be so wiped out. I'd leave them in the van. Well, you know, if it's 80 degrees outside, it's 120 in the vehicle. You know, and some of them melted together. Um, so it was. And then we tried newspaper, but the best is that felt. The best is having felt in between the records, um, so that they don't stick together. You know, so there's that one, and this one I poured it and did a little spinning on this one, not too major, but this one, you know, I'm probably gonna do over. That's probably one of the do overs that I'm gonna do. Excuse me. And this one, okay. This is one of these that I poured, and I took another record, and I think I had sold that one, or maybe it's still in this pile here. But I did the pouring and did the splotching, and then I took another plain record and did this kind of thing, and it was stuck together. But I went like that and came up with a little different type of pattern for each one. You know, I don't know. Yeah, you can see those lines. You can see those lines. You know, it made those. That's what made the lines. This one, you know, I kind of like the colors. You know, it's not as extreme. Some of them, like I said, you know, this one, I may turn into a clock. I'm not sure. It's either a clock or a do-over, but depending on how much room I have too, this looks like a chicken in the center, and it laid an egg. You know, right there. There's a, you know, there's a tail on the legs, and you know the what have you. You know, there's a little beak up there. You know, she's strutting her stuff, and boop, there goes an egg. That's what I think anyway. Excuse me. But and then there's this one. It's different, you know. I really have to think about, you know, is this how I really wanted it? Is is this something sellable? Can someone see? Can anyone see anything in this record that that you know that almost looks like a bird, you know, but or almost like a uh, flower type. Um, and I have this one, which I really do like. Um, they've got this one has, like I say, a little bit of black, a little bit of yellow, uh, some brown, and some light blue. And if you look really close, this is about the best I can do it. But these almost look like flocks of birds. You know, in some areas they look like flocks of birds to me. So this one, excuse me, this one flies. Okay, here's another natural, more of a earth tone type spin. I did a spin on this one. Excuse me, and found that there's a little bit of pop. There's a little bit of pop to it, but not as much. I like to make my records and my artworks, my pourings and everything. I like them to pop. This one, this has a little bit of a sheen to it. This is, I think this is pretty cool. It has its own style. I mean, I'd want this for a steering wheel in my car. What do you think? Someone want to use this as a steering wheel, emergency steering wheel? I bet it would work. They're only selling for $10 a pop with $3.50 shipping. But if you're a really good friend of mine, free shipping. Or $13.50 without shipping. I'll include it. This one is a really cool one. It's a little thicker. This one would be good if I made a clock out of it. Some of these records are clock material, and I think you really have to see the clock works in it to really kind of understand that. I hope I didn't say that wrong. This is sort of another watermelon in the snow, or snow-covered watermelon type thing. Excuse me. But, sheesh. Almost done here. This one is interesting. In my opinion, that would be good for a clock. Make a clock out of it. Clocks I sell for $25. Just because of the cost and the labor. It's pretty labor intensive to get a bigger screw through the hole here, through the eye hole. But I say I like this. I can see it as a clock. And I've sold a couple clocks. This one, this is a spun one. I poured and I spun. And I don't know, it's people like different stuff and people see different stuff. Um, I like, uh, let's see, this one. This is kind of cool. Um, it's just, if you have a certain color, hi, kitty, kitty. If you have a certain color in your house or on your wall or bathroom or something like that, it's really an eccentric. Uh, it's complementary. It'll make your place stand out. But almost this reminds me almost of like a dragonfly. You can see the wings here. It's spread out. It's spread out a bit. So that's kind of what I see in it. You know. So and yeah, this is pretty dark. This is definitely this is most likely a redo. And this is I think the rest are pretty much spun ones. But this is kind of cool too, you know. But I can kind of see I can imagine these as bird wings or an angel coming down, you know, or an angel in flight, you know. I gotta have my imagination, I gotta have my visions. This one, we, my friend had some varnish, and this is a spun one, and the colors aren't bright, but it has a sheen to it. It has a shimmer to it. People. I've come to find a majority of people like things that kind of like shimmer. Have a sheen to it. Have a sheen to it. This is a spun one, and I put a little bit of glitter in this one. I don't know if it might, yeah, a little bit, just a skosh. These kind of, it could be anything. That's the amazing part about this whole thing, is that, everyone sees something different. That's what I like about doing these type of things. This one I like. This kind of, this has if you have I don't know, pool room or what have you. I think this would be a cool thing. What I think I'm going to do, what I just thought about was numbering these when I'm able to get them on the site. And this one, that looks like that reminds me of sort of like a fall leaf of some sort from a tree. And of course you got your birds, your bird wings going through and flying around. I'll have to get a little bit. You like the color? Okay. Everyone is going to see something. Yep, everybody's going to see something different. See, and I call this another watermelon smash. Kind of reminds me of a watermelon that hit something on the ground, or someone put a firecracker in it and just boom. Sort of 4th of July kind of, you know, if you've seen some of these fireworks, you know, some of these would pass as fireworks, you know, photos of fireworks. And there's this one. I did a little bit of, yeah. This is one I forgot to varnish, so the paint kind of peeled a little bit. But this is back when it was, you know, trial and error. And this is a really good one. You know, it's like that's almost like a woman in red dancing. You know, here's her head right in the middle, and she's got this really wide ballroom dress. You know, and she's her arms are, you know, this is part of her arm, you know, but it's clothing, not her actual arms. You know, she's got them extended, yeah. So she's sort of spinning around. Quit fighting cats. Jeez, I just about had another stroke. Cats. Okay. never a dull moment. Never a dull moment around here. And there's this one. I sort of see a mountain range in different areas. Excuse me. And this one, this part of it, you know, could be a clown suit. You know, it's very puffy and stuff. Ugh. So what I'm saying, I see a few things in here. Ooh, now I got the hiccups. Almost done. Do I sound anything like John right now, Sherry? You see a clown. Me too. This one, it's got a lot of, it's got a lot to it. I like it. But I mean, it has to be. It would have to be in the right. It would have to be in the right room for me to really say, "Oh, okay, you know, that's how it's set up." Yeah, I am feeling pretty rough. Well, John still feels pretty rough. Oh, it went from the head. The color went from my head. Jeez, from my head to my chest. You know, but it's like yesterday. I had a whole tablespoon of raw garlic, and part of it says it was part of it tells me it was a mistake, and the other part told me that wasn't too bad of an idea. You know, it's sort of it's got antiseptic properties, but wow, I was almost rolling on the floor. Almost rolling on the floor. This one, you know, I could probably redo it, or I could do a brighter varnish on it and make this a clock. You know, some of them make really nice clocks. This looks like a Canadian leaf. This reminds me of a leaf. Or it almost reminds me of it. Excuse me, a moth. Or it could be you know, a bird in flight right in front of you, you know, or, you know, any number of things. But actually, you know, possibly a fairy, or possibly, why not an angel? Look at the expanse. You know, these could be angels' wings, and this is the body. You can almost see arms there and little feet. Yeah, I can almost pass this as oh, excuse me, uh, an angel or a Tinkerbell. Um, See that's it's just the it's just so unlimited. Hey Sheila, um, I bet you're surprised I'm on. Oh, oh, now I got in the hiccups. Um, this one really is. I really like this one. Um, it it just, it reminds me of a cool day. That's what it reminds me of. It reminds me of a cool day. You know, almost a clear blue a clear blue sky, but it's not quite a clear blue sky. Oh gosh, it's not. It's quite a clear blue sky. Thank you. Um, that's funny. Um, but it this one calm makes me calm. It makes me feel calm. You know, like it's peaceful. So, and this one I may just turn into a clock. Um, and like I say, the clocks will go for $25. Um, and this one this one is a do over. This one kind of went blah, you know, but almost as this could be like a, I don't know, sort of Marvel style, almost, I mean, that could be like a villain or something like that. There's two villains fighting. There you go, two villains fighting. But I'm still doing this one over again. And last but not least, caught it. Oh, yeah. I still got it. I still got it, don't I, guys? This one is another one of my planets. It's one of the pourings. Um, and so now you got I've shown now the variety of the pourings, the ones that are poured through a strainer, and the spinnings, putting on the spinner. Um, I think I'm going to be making a lot more of these. So for the time being, I'm like I say, I'm going to try to figure out how to put all that stuff online or on my website, or my YouTube channel. See if I can get something sold. But like I say, I think $10 for these are fairly reasonable, and they went like hotcakes when I did these back in 2019. And I did that record. Well, you saw that record that I did last week or almost 2 weeks ago. So hopefully, oh, this I this one took me a long time back in 2018. This is when this is before I lost the sight in my left eye. And it's just it was in the we found it in my friend and I found it in the bin with my other records, and I had the records put away, the record album put away. And it's just like, I melted. I melted, you know, and it's like, if I could just get there again, you know, um, that's a pretty cool. I love this one. I just love it, and um, some of these, it's just like, you gotta keep, you know, um, but I'll be darned. And so it's been quite the week, you know. Man, I appreciate you guys showing up. This means a whole lot to me. And I'm gonna move the table back and make sure I don't knock anything over. Let's hopefully that put things in one piece, that it stays in one piece. And okay, well, the area rug is going with it, but that's all right. That's not a big deal. I got an empty frame there. So I trust everyone is at least healthy. Well, for the most part, anyway, or as healthy as you can that you're gonna get. You know, I know, Sherry. Every, you know, I texted you, Sherry. Yes, I think it was yesterday, and you're like, "Good Lord, everybody's sick," and you never um, you never expect to lose some people, but but anyways, he's living in the playroom. So that's why you can't. That, that's why you can't get on to for the show. Yeah, yeah. People you'd never expect, but I'm not gonna go there. I shouldn't have even mentioned anything, but oh, I'm not surprised with the insurance. You know, it's I was supposed to have a certain blood work done, and it was to find out what the inside of my arteries were like, and they did find another way to look at my heart, and that, thank God, it's good. Thank God my heart's good. But yeah, well, they didn't even offer me to. They didn't even offer to pay uh, a pay any money to do this test. That's the thing. That's like, when you're on Medicare, you have to automatically turn down that test. You have to sign a paper saying that you refuse to take this blood work. You know, it's like that's really comforting. You know, but we've got a great God. We got a good God. Um, and all you can do is hope that God keeps you safe. You know, and at least if at least you're taking care, if you're taking decent care of yourself. So. um. John's getting stuff and he's only sharing half of it or telling you half of it. Oof. But anyways, it's almost 10 o'clock here. And I haven't I have to get something I forgot what I was going to say, but I think I did pretty good with the little art show that I had. Whew. So, like I say, you guys enjoy your evening, and I just hope we all start to get mending. You know, now the healing injuries have happened or sickness has happened. Now it's the healing that's got to come around. Which will happen. I know it will. Thank you, Sherry. Thank you, Amy. So now I opened another. I want to let you know that I opened a second YouTube channel. I got to figure out how to share the link. But it's NEL Talks. Nell Talks. And I'm planning on doing things like this, just hanging out, talking, sounding more professional, looking top notch, important, but yeah, healing is a hard journey. I mean, but garlic, tablespoonful of garlic helps, but it might make you suddenly regular, but and it could be a little hot, especially the raw freeze dried. Whoa, baby, that was potent. But oregano oil. Okay. I do I do a daily vitamin D3. But I guess it does not matter what you take. It doesn't. You could be the healthiest person and not get sick, and then wham, you get you get smacked. Um, you get nailed hard. Um, because I had the what was it, 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks ago, I had the stomach flu. You know, and then the other day I start this stuff, but it's like and it's like I dripped constantly for 24 hours. You know, and it was like there's just no end to this, and um, I thought this is gonna cream me out. You know, um, but I didn't sleep. I slept in the afternoon, but then I was up all night till like 5 in the morning. um, but it's almost like my inner time clock flipped. And it's like you know, any time now. But um, you know, spring is on its way. We are one day. Every day is one day closer to warmer weather. Where at night I belong outside. I like being out on my power chair. Um, I'm a mile from town, especially a mile from Quick Trip. Um, and it's it helps clear my mind. But this helps too. That's why I want to do this commentary thing and uh, do more shows. Because I mean, I'm fine during the day, but I don't know, for some reason, once the darkness comes in, it's like, whew, I turn into a werewolf. Not really, but my mood changes. My mood um, totally reverses, or it's like I have a negative. I get a negative mind. And I don't understand that. Um, but well, I think I think part of it is the sun. Um, um, what was I? There's a there's a lack of daylight. You know, so it's like the less vitamin D. It seems, I think it's darker longer than it is lighter. Um, and that'll change. That'll change. You know. Um, sunlight. Yeah, it does. You know, I wanted to get one. I was thinking about getting one of the. Some people said they have some of the natural lights. Um, you know, but this is as bright as, I don't know if you can. Let's see. Um, it's not the brightest room. You know, I mean it throws a little light here and there. You know, um, there's some of my old paintings. Um, but it just doesn't seem to be enough. It's more of a dim. It's it's more dimly lit in here. Um, so it's like, show me the light. I'm like a moth. I'll be drawn to it. So, all right, let's been a little over an hour. I'm gonna heat up some chicken broth and slam that down. Um, Hopefully my throat will feel a little better. Um, so I bid you guys a good peaceful night, and see you on the flip side. I'll see you on the better side, on the well side. Um, you're welcome. Uh, we really haven't had a chance to talk much, you know. So it's like, you know, everyone's gone, everything has gone haywire, you know. So, all right, I'm out of here, everyone. Thanks for stopping in, and I've got 8 likes and 2 people left watching. That's you and Amy. So, all right, oof, I'm whooped. Bye.